Good afternoon. My name is Katrole Metito, State House Controller, and I will invite my team to do self-introduction.
Good afternoon. My name is Eric Rui, Head of Finance.
Good afternoon. My name is Joel Langat, Head Accounts.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Chair. My name is Kimutai Kaitani, Principal Administrative Secretary, Office of the Retired President.
Good afternoon, Chair and members of this committee. My name is Nancy Salamba, Chief of Staff at the Office of the First Lady. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Dido Gilo, Head of HR.
Good afternoon. My name is Corinne Bore, Director of Policy.
Good afternoon, members of the committee. My name is Daisy B, Economic Transformation Secretary.
Good afternoon, Chair and honorable members of this committee. My name is Elizabeth Koski from the Office of the First Lady. Thank you.
Honorable Chair and Committee, good afternoon. My name is Boniface Kiome, Office of the First Lady. Thank you.
Honorable Chair and members of the committee, my name is Doris Makura. I'm the Head of Planning.
Good afternoon, honorable members. My name is Wako Jaldesa, Finance Officer.
I want to have the member for Homa Bay Town to go on record.
Chair, my name is Peter Kaluma, MP for Homa Bay Town, committee member.
So thank you so much, and I want also to take this opportunity to welcome the fourth estate, Karibuni. But I want also to reiterate that I want to really challenge you as much as we enjoy the freedom of press that is provided under the Constitution. We should be objective and professional enough to give factual information to Kenyans, not representation of facts. We were so concerned and bothered when what was reported in print media and other outlets on the budget of the Deputy President. What was presented was not true, misrepresentation of facts. And the issue of budget is open to the public, and it is actually in the National Treasury website. So I really want to challenge the media, kindly be objective, not be swayed away by reasons that are actually out of your professionalism and code of ethics. So even as we interrogate the budget of the Office of the President, we are not asking anybody to step out, because we want the public to get to know how their taxpayers' monies are being spent, but equally be objective in your reporting. Thank you. So when State House Controller and the accounting officer for the vote 1017, warm welcome again to the very place you're so familiar with. And I want quickly to take you to the reason of our meeting today. We are here for purposes of a presentation on two items: the print annual estimate 2024-2025 and the supplementary 2023-2024. And we know we have been severally in engagement with these members, especially when we were doing the BPS. We had also an opportunity to visit the State House with these members to inspect the progress and the status of ongoing presidential pavilion, which this committee allocated funds. And I'm happy to report that we are so impressed, and we have really given our approval. It was very nice, and this committee is so impressed on what is going on in that place. So without much ado, I want to give you the floor. You have got the maximum 30 minutes. If you can do less than that, the better, so that the members can able to have 15 minutes for plenary. Yeah. And I'm going to, yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. I will try not even to take 30 minutes, and just want me to again repeat by saying good afternoon, honorable members, and let me also take this opportunity to actually thank this honorable committee for the support and the guidance that they have always given us under this vote of 1017 on the issue of budgeting and proper use of resources. We appreciate and we endeavor to stick by your guidance and your advice on the prudent use of these very limited resources. Mr. Chairman, having said that, we received your letter dated 6th May, and I want to start with printed estimates. I want to take members to page 3. I believe all of you have got our presentation. Page 1, page 2 are the routines, explanations, the mandate, the functions of State House, the strategic objectives, the mission and the vision. So I want to take you to page 3 in answering the first question in your invitation letter, part 1. Information related to financial year 2024-2025 of annual estimates. And the first issue was if there was any diversion between the printed estimates for the coming financial year and the approved 2024 BPS ceilings. Yes, Mr. Chairman, as State House, vote 1017, we have one program, which is State House Affairs, and then we have the 2 sub-programs, coordination of State House functions and administration of statutory benefits for the retired presidents. And the printed, or the BPS, the budget policy statements, the ceiling was 9.2338. That is 9,233,800,000. Is it 800 or 800,000? And the printed estimate for the coming financial year 2024-2025 has exceeded by 262.2 million on the account of recurrent expenditure. It's purely personnel emoluments. And they are shown on the table below, where you see table 1, still on page 3, you have the recurrent, the budget policy statement had 7.675, and then the estimates, printed estimates have got 7.937,300. That item has exceeded the ceiling by 262,200,000. The development has remained the same as it were in the BPS, 1.558,700. So that was the first issue. Second one was the project information as at 31st March this year, 2024. And Mr. Chairman, it is well tabulated in table 2. State House is implementing 13 projects across state houses and state lodges. This is where you wanted to know, where they are in terms of county and sub-county, actual cumulative cost as at 31st, and the projections up to 2026, 2027. It's always done 3 years projection, 3 years ahead. And we don't have other projects other than state houses, where we have 3, Nairobi, Nakuru, and Mombasa. And then also now the state lodges, where we have in Sagana, Eldoret, Kakamega, Kisumu, and the very small one in Mutitandei. We also have in Kisii. So that is the location, and the data has been provided down there. Maybe in case of any query, I will be back to explain. But in the meantime, let me go to number 3, which is list of new projects and justification. We do not actually have new projects as State House, other than the usual routine maintenance of those state lodges and state houses. No new projects, Mr. Chairman. We also don't have stalled projects as a State House. We don't have them. And maybe because I can see that one has been taken, it's not clearly seen. It's on page 5, just below the table. I've indicated there that Honorable Chairman and the committee members, State House does not have new projects or stalled projects. In terms of pending bills, Mr. Chairman, I'm happy to report that with the help of this committee, remember when we appeared before this honorable committee last time, we had a pending bill as at 30th June last year. We had the pending bills totaling to 589,463,664.05. Recurrent was 579,652,963.05, and development was 9,810,700. It accumulates and takes long to clear them. Number 5, that's where I say we don't have stalled projects. So number 6 is the alignment of our estimates to medium-term plans 4 and Vision 2030, and better the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Page 6, which is 1.4, that we report that members and honorable committee, State House will ensure that these plan activities are implemented in line with medium-term plan 4 and Vision 2030, and better that is bottom-up economic transformation agenda, which will involve providing policy advisory on key priorities, areas, and strategic intervention in line with the better. This is actually, State House is actually the seat of mostly this vision, has especially the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. We have a full-fledged department of advisors, council of advisors, that align every items to this vision. We also track and report on the implementation of government priorities and commitments of better. And again, we follow up on policy execution of those priorities, just to ensure that they align to the vision of this administration. And we pursue initiatives that address the social economic issues of the vulnerable and special interest group. We also have a department that coordinates women rights initiative, and again, all of them convene multi-sectorial forums on better core pillars and enable us to ensure harmony and coherence in execution of better, because as we are not fully implementers, but we support other agencies for proper execution. The outputs of those programs, the key performance indicators and the targets for the financial year 2024-2025 and the medium term, they are as shown in Annex 1, which is actually at the, go to page, from page 11, at the back of the presentation. So that Annex 1 shows the activities, the output, the deliverables, the key performance indicators, the targets for the next 3 financial years coming. And that is what has been asked on your invitation letter. Then lastly, Mr. Chairman and members, on the 2024-2025 printed estimates is, you ask whether there are any pertinent issues affecting attainment of these programs and performance targets. Yes, Mr. Chairman, of course, for effective and efficient implementation of these activities and the programs, definitely funding will be a key issue. And we all know that we have a big challenge. The economy is not doing well. And actually, we had requested for additional fundings through this committee of 4.2 billion for operation and maintenance and 850 million to adequately facilitate the implementation of this ongoing program and projects. We have had an expanded mandate as State House because more often than not, the head of state always issues executive orders, you know, giving expanded mandates to several departments, especially State House. Like just the other day, it was created the strategy and execution unit within State House. So the challenge, as you have asked, that may really stop us from attaining the performance targets that we have enumerated for the next 3 financial years is funding. But we will do our best with what has been provided. We'll be very happy if this committee can find that gap of 4.2 and 850 million, 4.2 billion for recurrent and 850 million. That will help us facilitate this implementation. We'll be more than happy if we could get, but we also understand the challenges that are there, but we promise, because we will keep coming to you, of course, this is not the last day. We will be updating you even on quarterly basis on the implementation of the budget. And so when we face those challenges, we will always come to you for guidance and advice. So, Mr. Chairman, on that issue of the printed estimates, that is what I will say. I don't know whether I will go to the other one, the supplementary. That it's not long. On the supplementary, that is supplementary 2, first of all, you had asked on the status of the budget implementation for the 2023-2024. If you check at page 7, 2.1 and 2.11, we were reporting that at the end of the 3rd quarter of the current financial year, which was 31st March, we were at 8.469 billion in terms of consumption against an approved budget of 9.838. That translates to absorption rate of 86%. That was as per the end of the 3rd quarter of this financial year. Table 3 down there shows the approved budget versus the actual expenditure So, and then you will see it at the last column. We have an absorption rate of 86%. On the non-financial issues, as at 31st March this year, the highlight of the key achievement with regards to 2023-2024 are as follows. Actually, page 7, that is the execution of the president constitutional mandate. But I would wish to take you to, there is an annex, actually same annex 1 will show you there is a column at the end, key performance indicators. Let's see, I want to get it right. I wanted to show you what has been achieved, what was planned, and what has been achieved, and the completion rate. So, yes, the targets, the annual targets for financial year 2023-2024 in that annex will show you activities that have been achieved 100% by that time, and some are at 40%. But all in all, we covered the policy advisories and strategic support for better priority areas. We cover the President and First Lady function and events, implemented, undertook to refurbishment works across state houses and state lodges. That is one that you commented in your opening remarks. And I think up to that time, Mr. Chairman, we have not had many challenges. Now coming to 2.2, the other issue was the program and projects that are affected by supplementary 2. I want to report, Mr. Chairman, that the financial year the budget for 2023-2024 was revised from 9.8 through supplementary 1 and 2 to 11.33 billion. And that reflected an increase in this supplementary of 1.5 billion. So that is what we have been given in this supplementary to 1.5 billion, which 300 million goes to personnel emoluments and 1.2 goes to operation and maintenance, as shown in the table below, table 5 on page 8. So that's what we received in the supplementary 2, subject to your approval as a committee. Then we have the other issue was 2.3, money withdrawn as per Article 223 of the Constitution, which we were granted an additional funding of 1.2 by the National Treasury and 223 of the Constitution within the context of supplementary 2. And it was, as I said, to cater for critical operation and maintenance, and that was what we got under 223. And I think that is what has, Mr. Chairman, taken our, I don't want to preempt members, but taken our absorption to 86 instead of 75%, because we are at the third quarter as per 31st March 2024. Table 6 shows, explain the approval under Article 223. 2.4 is justification for additional expenditure and reallocation. I want to just report that, Mr. Chairman and the Honorable Committee, the additional 300 million was a shortfall in personnel emolument, and there was a reallocation of 50 million under recurrent to cater for fuel expenses, and 26 also, which was under development, was reallocated, 26 million was reallocated to cater for purchase of equipment finally, Mr. Chairman, there was an issue of how impactful the supplementary estimate too on performance of these targets. I would actually say, Mr. Chairman, since it was not a reduction, in supplementary, I'm aware some agencies supplementary reduced their budget, and this was not, we were not affected negatively because with the 1.5, that really will go to support the achievement of State House key mandate in that. It's just that it will not be sufficient, but I understand actually that it's difficult to get what is sufficient, but at least there was no negative impact on the supplementary because we were given more money instead of being ready. We were given 1.5. We wanted more, but we got 1.5. So, Chairman, in conclusion, I just want to reiterate that despite various challenges faced during this budget implementation, we will observe prudence and efficient and effective utilization of the allocated funds so as to ensure that the plan activities, projects, and programs are successfully executed. I thank you, Mr. Chairman and Honorable Committee.
Thank you so much, State House Controller. I think you have really tried to tackle and address all what was needed. And I want to give members to react or say clarification. But I want also to just bring to your attention, first really to appreciate and commend the State Department. It is true, it could be among the first and the only one who actually don't have pending bill. And knowing that we started with you, where you are till where it is really very commendable, especially when the President is advocating pending bill being the first charge. It's always good to lead from the front. So it's a very commendable thing. There is also, I had also looked about your performance indicators, vice versa the targets. It is very impressive, almost all of them 100%, which is very encouraging as well. Now, just one observation. I could see that your absorption is very high, and especially on, not actually, on the issue of exchequer. To this end, you have received about 95.5%. I think the CFO can confirm. So I was just a little bit wondering, how are you going to survive the next like 1 or 2 months? Because it's like you've exhausted it almost all. So maybe you can just respond to that. So any other member with a question? Kangara? Then Buyu, Rosa, and Kaluma. Bring your hand up. Buyu, Rosa, then Kaluma, then Liz Chelule.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, mine is not a question really, but just a request. We've had different state departments coming and actually crying that they are not able to move because of the various cuts that they have. This particular organ has not had any cuts. And I appreciate the fact that the Honorable Member actually says that instead they've got a little increment. So my request is just that since we are all trying to live within the constraints of the money that we have, it would be good that instead of asking for that little extra that you're asking, kindly be considerate of all the other departments and Kenyans and just make do with what you have. It can be sufficient. That is just a request. Thank you.
Chair, mine are two. Number one, Controller, the issue of renovation of State House Mombasa. State House Mombasa. We were there the other time. There is an indication, this is at page 15. about works are ongoing and something like that around the main house and the fence. How far are the works? Because you remember when we did our oversight visit, it is one facility we wanted to be renovated in a very fundamental way. It's a waste area. I don't know how the presidents have been working from there. But number two, Comptroller, in every budget, whether supplementary or main, the renovation of state houses has to be an item, and all of them are listed. And they are listed in tens of millions. I don't know whether this is prudent, but I doubt it is. Whether even your own house you can be renovating at this rate per year and each supplementary. Knowing the situation of the economy, what are the reductions that can be made on these amounts for renovations, or which ones are in a state which can be let to stay for some time so that other agencies of government also run for some time? That was the second limb of my question. The last State House Comptroller, we no doubt are very supportive and we want to facilitate the President. But look at the indication of the recurrent expenditure for State House for this financial year. We are proposing around, actually the recurrent alone would be around 8 billion. 8 billion is the recurrent expenditure for the entire judiciary, a branch of government, with all the judges, all the staff and everybody. Again, what can we do to help the President have more available money for other necessary facilities than this space? There was an uproar a short while back, Chair, about the monies going to the recurrent expenditure of the advisors. And I saw a comment, Chair, where the advisors were saying that they are the vision holders. They cannot be the vision holders. The President is the vision holder for the country. Really, you can imagine advisors alone, 1-point-something billion. Is there something in helping the President to lead the country better, resources being constrained, we can do, being an agency which, you know, takes first priority, because when the top is proper, the ends can be well coordinated. Something we can do to enable the President to have release to much more money, more so for the project, Chair, we'll be having for the first time in Homa Bay next year, the Mashujaa Day celebrations. I want to know, Comptroller, the preparations going on towards that. I'm very keen that the President be facilitated to be there. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, but I think you should have also appreciated, you know, you made the plea, and even as the Comptroller, to be a lobbyist or an ally in lobbying to have the whatever taken to Homa Bay.
Yeah, Chair, those are state secrets. we don't say
so
when the media is here. Yeah, but Chair, maybe if you wanted me to appreciate, the one voted I would not want touched
to be touched
is the vote of the First Lady.
Okay.
The vote of the First Lady, and I'm going to...
Liz Chelule.
Thank you, Chair. I want to commend the State Comptroller and the team for not having the pending bills. And again, they don't have any stalled project. I also want to commend them for supervising the construction of the State Pavilion. And Mr. Chair, if they feel there is something that they can release, if they have maybe excessive funds, they can also opt to assist some other departments. Thank you.
At least just for information, it is this committee that does. So don't delegate your duties. So for last one, Fatuma, so
Thank
that we
you,
let
Chair.
them to...
I hope I had not introduced myself, so let me take this opportunity. Fatuma Jeho, County MP Wajir. Chair, I just have one question and 3 comments. I just want to understand the money withdrawn as per the Article 223 on the 1.2 on the critical issues. I just wanted you to highlight maybe some of the issues that you have said are critical, so as to know. The other comment, Keto, we wanted to know, let me get his attention, Chair, with your permission. Are there any hopes of, pardon? Oh, okay. Okay. As you prepare that, the other things, a comment I had said, are there any hopes of getting a state lodge in Wajir, because we are in between Garissa and Mandera, and I'm told that the president is going to visit there maybe sometime in June, July, so that could have been a good time to host the president in future, actually. There's something you had talked about, the women economic empowerment. Please, CFO, just release him so that he can write my question, and then you can engage him later. I said, you heard about the state lodge. How is the pavilion going? Sorry, we were expecting to be hosted for lunch. You didn't call us. Anyway, on the women economic empowerment, we wanted to know, because we do a similar project to the women economic empowerment. If there's anyone from the office of the First Lady, will be glad to be brought on book so that we can work on those issues. We have requested so many times, so hopefully this time will be brought on book. Thank you.
So thank you, State House Controller, in less than 10 minutes. Yes. And I just want to help you. Yeah. Maybe the honored member was not there when we visited the pavilion. I think it was in my opening remark. Yeah. It is the best. Maybe we can plan again next when it is completed.
Me and him alone.
Yeah. So address the others.
Okay. Thank you so much. And maybe let me give the officer from the First Lady's office to respond to that one, last one. The issue was just to be involved. The member was asking if we can be involved, we can be brought on board on those programs. Maybe somebody from that office.
Thank you, Honorable Kato, and thank you, Honorable Fatuma Jeho. Now, regarding women economic empowerment, we are more than happy to work with you. And let me take time to just refer you and introduce you to Madam Elizabeth Koskei there. She's putting up her hand. And Mr. Boniface Kiome, as soon as we are done, they will be in touch and they will make a plan on how we can collaborate in terms of women economic empowerment. We'll make it happen this time around, my dear. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, members. Honorable, the first question was by Honorable Buyu, and actually it was a comment that, and a piece of advice that if possible, live within our means, because we got some additional money through the supplementary, and actually mostly all of it was about recurrent, personnel emoluments. There are people who are brought on board when the financial year the budget had already been passed. So that one was, and you see when people are brought on board and then they go through the Public Service Commission, the issue of, until they are confirmed, it takes time. So you find some people even work for over 6 months without any remuneration because the process has not been finalized. So by the time their letters even of confirmation come, we are around March. So most of these monies is for those people, and then it is backdated from when they were brought on board. So that is why we got that increment. But it is very true. In fact, we even had a discussion this morning that we should all try to live within what we are allocated for. Honorable Kaluma, Mombasa, the renovation in Mombasa, this committee had approved 300 million for renovation of Mombasa. And because many of you members have been to that State House, and you know the complexity of the structure, the sensitivity of it being a security issue, we had actually transferred all that money to NIS, to NIS, even including the exchequer. So it is them to implement that project. Maybe because still under, I know NIS is in terms of oversight is under the Defense and Foreign Relations Committee, but since it is money voted by this committee, you can always make a tour and in terms of oversight, check the progress, as we will also from the other side follow up. Yes, it is true, this renovation of these buildings, every year something is added, for routine maintenance. And as Mheshimiwa Kaluma said, that they can actually translate to new projects, because every year there is always something, apart from the Mutitandei one, which was given, I think, 5 million. You know the history of that state lodge in Mutitandei. So just to keep it, that's why it's very literal, that is always being given to put it alive. But at times when you see these monies being given to these state lodges for routine maintenance, you find, like if you look at Mombasa, which was 411, but what was realized is 300. So you find in the budget, a state lodge has been given like 200, but by the end of the financial year, what they get is even less than half. So we will undertake actually to see that a year that there is no need to, like if a building is renovated very well, you put like the 300 million for renovation and you get all of it and it is done. Next year you may not require again to do routine renovation, or if need be, the budget may be 10% of what you were given last year. The challenge is issues of exchequer. Yes, I can still confirm our biggest challenge is the issue of recurrent, and this recurrent mostly actually goes to hospitality. That is what it's really big. Other than all this, it is the Department of Hospitality. And of course, you will agree with me the number of delegations that His Excellency has been hosting since he came to office in terms of continental, regional, and as we are here now, I've just left State House, and state visit by the President of Uganda is going on. So every time you hear we have not less than 10 head of states from the region or from Africa. So that has really, I always say, when you are starting up, the first 2 years, the cost of putting the vision of your administration into place is going to be a little bit, the cost is high. But His Excellency the President is very serious on this issue of bringing cost down. So I think I have given a brief, Chairman, what we were told this morning. We were summoned, all the accounting officers of the presidency, all the votes, the 4 of them, and he's very keen on bringing this issue of, he said we should lead by the front, that we are telling every state department to bring down costs, and the presidency should lead by the front. So I understand, and we will do. In fact, we were even told to delay if we have any projects that may not really be very urgent. We slow down for purposes of bringing this cost down. Yes, next financial year, my good friend Honorable Kaluma, not next financial year, next year, is it next year or, yes, next year, Mashujaa Day will be in Homa Bay. This Madaraka coming in 2 weeks' time will be in Bungoma. Mashujaa Day of this year, I think will be in Kwale. And then, and it is very costly. I'm telling you, honorable members, that the announcement is always done a year ahead for proper preparations. As we speak, maybe even Honorable Kaponti may be aware that at 5 we will be having a meeting with the head of state. Will be having a meeting with all the leaders from Bungoma, because it's 2 weeks, and I don't know. I don't want to say that it's not ready, but it takes a lot of resources. But we will ensure that together with the Ministry of Interior, which actually spearhead the preparation, we will endeavor to ensure that those areas, Kwale, Homa Bay, has already been pronounced by the president, will host those national celebrations. So, on the issue of the member for Wajir, the main one was when is Wajir going to have a state?
Fatuma.
Yeah.
Fatuma is the name.
Yes, Fatuma is the name, the member for Wajir. Members can be referred by areas they represent and by their names. So, on the issue of when is Wajir going to get a state lodge, yes, I'm aware one member has written to the president requesting for Wajir to have a state lodge, and actually said they have even set aside land for it. But let me not, I don't want to commit when, but I know there is that request, because the first one which we are trying to work out was the one which came from Meru. So Meru, they gave 15 acres. They were told to see whether it can be 30, so that something good can be done. But I know there is that request placed. Maybe next time when I can give you the progress. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't know whether I left any.
If you only permit a minute. I know you are anxious about time. Chair, at page 13 of the estimates, there is this item on First Lady Initiative on Protection of Children in safe homes and safe families implemented. It's not a question, Chair, but I was emphasizing this project line. It is a new one we are seeing. And Chair, when I met the First Lady, this is something that she came out very passionate about. That in all her programs, as when the president was deputy, you remember when she was second lady, they are focused mainly on women and adults. This area of children, FGM, teenage pregnancies and early marriages is a very big issue. I wanted to share this openly with the committee, so that as we proceed to help with the budgeting process as Parliament, we secure this one in particular. It is a new one, it may not be understood, but it is very critical. I thank you, Chair.
Chair, there is one question on the 223, maybe.
Yes, I got it. It's honorable member, Fatuma, was asking the 1.2 you were given under 223. What were the expenses used for? And actually, it is just the shortfall of all the activities that have been budgeted, be it emoluments, personnel emoluments, operations and maintenance. You know, it is just that what we were provided was not enough. There was that shortfall, then we were given for it. So members, I think we should come to an end. We should be closing this one.
Just introduce yourself, just on record, go on record.
Yes, Chair. Thank you, Chair, for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. In the interest of time, my name is Saradumo Uwar, member for Nyakach, and as friend of the controller, I must disclose that. Chair, I'm aware that the head of state for Uganda is in State House, and I'm seeing a man in a mask next to the State House controller who looks like his brother. I don't know whether that is the brother of the Ugandan president. The boy.
Anyway, that is Aduma
Chair,
for you.
Also, on a serious note,
kindly, we are close to this.
Chair, these members are oversighting this office of the president, and we've never had an opportunity to shake hands with the president in State House.
No, you missed
or
when
in a
we went
retreat.
to the pavilion.
No.
So next time, don't miss. So please, let's bring to an end.
No.
I also did not introduce myself, Chair.
We want to see the president, Chair. Don't dismiss that. We want to see the president.
Okay.
Tell the president Aduma want to meet him. On behalf of members of the committee, for those who don't.
Anyway, don't need to just,
Chair, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Liz Chelule, County MP Nakuru, and I'm a member of this committee.
Kindly, State House Controller, we had earlier indicated we know the national duties, and I think you had actually addressed the issues or purposes of our meeting today. Members are excited to have you. You're one of them. So we want really to appreciate all of you, and regards to the boss. And the meeting is adjourned until you're called upon again. So members, the meeting is adjourned until tomorrow, 9:30. Thank you so much.